Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jay with AlphaMike Simulation.com. Today I'm going to show you how to put together the 430 DIY kit that we got on our website available. So what you see on the screen right now is what you're going to get in the kit. You get your main PCB board with all the electronics already attached and the code already loaded, so it's just plug and play. You get the buttons PCB with all the buttons already attached. You get a bag with all the screws necessary to install these PCBs into the faceplate. You also get an entire set of buttons already painted and engraved, so that's done. And you also get the STL file for the faceplate that you have to 3D print yourself. After you 3D print the faceplate, I recommend PETG or PLA, that's fine. What I did is I printed on white PLA and then I spray painted with black spray paint, and after that I sand it down and spray it again so you get this finish. After it was finished, I used my laser engraver to engrave all these markings in here. If you have a laser engraver, will also provide you with a file so you can engrave your faceplate. What you need to provide to complete this kit is the screen. I'll send you a link so you can buy the screen. This is the screen that you're gonna need. You're also gonna need some female to female wires. I mean, this is optional, but it will make your life easier just to plug it in instead of being like solving around and stuff like that. You also need a 90-degree HDMI adapter because the location of the screen HDMI is on the top, so it will be easier to plug everything. You also need two prop wash encoders, the dual encoders. I'll provide you with a link as well so you can buy them. They come with their caps. You're also gonna need some basic tools like screwdriver. A normal screwdriver works too. Some kind of file or sandpaper, and you're also gonna need some kind of crazy glue. So let's start. So first thing we're gonna do is look at the screen, and if you see the screen, you see these 4 tabs right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so we need to do some modifications on the screen so it can also fit in the faceplate. Like if you see it right now, you won't be able to fit it. Doesn't really go. So what we need to do is remove those tabs. The way I'm gonna do it is with a Dremel, but you can also use a set of pliers or something like that. Alright, so let's go to the garage and show you how to do that. Alright, I'm here in my garage now. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna use a Dremel or this cutter attachment, and then I'm gonna cut all those 4 tabs. So remember to use ear protection and eye protection. So let's get started. Alright, so that's how it's gonna look at the end. So when you cut on this, you have to be really careful because you can damage the screen if you cut too close or something. But you have to make sure that it's flush, so it will fit correctly and the faceplate. So that's how it's gonna, this is the end result. Alright, so let's go back to the bench and put this back together. Alright, we're back in the bench. Now that we have the screen, trim it. Alright, we can proceed to mount everything. So just make sure it fits before you start mounting everything. There you go. It should move a little bit side to side, but once we install the PCBs for the buttons, that should like set it in place. So what I like to do first, before removing the protector plastic in the front of the screen, is kind of do like a test mount. So I'm gonna put her down here, and then we're gonna start with the PCBs. So make sure all the holes in the PCB are aligned correctly. You might have to put a little bit of pressure, but don't worry, it's designed that way. Alright, so let me get this out of the way so we can start putting that. Alright. First thing we're gonna do is make sure all the buttons fit correctly in the holes. So depending on your 3D printer and the way you paint it, the faceplate, you might gonna have some resistance. So what you have to do is just put the button through and just push it a couple times so it moves freely, and do that with all the buttons. So for example, this one, it has a little resistance. What you have to do, push it a couple times. If you had a lot of resistance and you are unable to push the button through, what you have to do is grab one of the file or a little sandpaper or something and just file a little bit inside the buttons, so you remove the paint and maybe the excess material you got in there, you know, all the fuzzies and stuff. You want the button to be as smooth as possible so it won't get stuck. Alright, once we got that done, let's put all the buttons. Go. Menu. Enter. Oh, I got that in reverse. So make sure you put it in the right way. So this one is upside down. So let's put it the right way. So that's how it's gonna start looking. Alright, let's put direct to button. There you go. It goes down here, and the flip button for the COM goes right here. Alright, so far so good. Alright, now for these ones, the message button goes in the middle. Alright, once you install all the buttons, just hold them in the bag and make sure they are the way it's supposed to go. There you go. Should be good now. Alright, now let's put the screen. All the buttons are pushed in. I'll make sure these holes align with the PCBs. once you got a line, what you need to do is grab the bag with the little screws right here, get them out of there, grab the screwdriver, kind of like mounted there, kind of friggly. Don't put much pressure at the beginning because you need to make sure they all line up. So just put it there, so little clicks. So get this one out of here. Oh my god. Alright, once you get those in there, just make sure they work. You should hear a click. Perfect. Alright. Now before the other ones, just make sure you can slide the screen in there. Oh, it's the other way. Just slide it in there. You might have some resistance with this kind of connector in here, so you can just look from the other side. If you have some resistance, you can try to fall down a little bit. So this is designed in a way that it will hold the screen, so that's why we need that kind of resistance in there. So that's how it looks with the screen installed. So what I do, I leave the little corner of the plastic, the protector plastic, kind of like here, but I don't remove it yet because I'm gonna be touching, so I don't want all my fingerprints to be in there. But I leave it in a way that I can just, when I'm done, I can just pull it back. It should be good to go. Alright, let's put the other PCBs. Just install the one at the bottom. Make sure all the PCBs are installed the correct way. All the AlphaMike simulation logos, and they should be facing down. Just make sure it clicks again. Oh, perfect. this one down. This black connector right here should be touching the bottom PCB, so you know there is a line. And the last PCB. Go. So there you go. It's good to go. So that's how you put together all the PCBs. So next step will be, so these big screws are to attach this faceplate to the actual back case. So next step is in the rotary encoders there is a little tab. See if you can see that there's a little tab in the bottom right here. We need to remove that so it sits flush on the faceplate. So grab some kind of cutters. Got these ones, and just put flush in there and just cut it. So now you'll see it's flush down there. Alright. Once you know it's flush, you're gonna put just a drop or maybe 2 drops of hot glue, like right here and right here. Just be careful and don't put anything in this shaft because it will get stuck together and won't be able to rotate. So put everything in the silver part, don't put any on the gold part. So be careful with that. Just put down here. Once you put 2 drops of it, you're just gonna push it through the faceplate and just hold it there like this until the glue is dry. Make sure you orient it in the right way. Once the glue is dry, then we can just put the knobs on it. Just one. We'll do the same with the other one. Put some glue on it, right? And push it, make sure it goes all the way in, and then hold it there until the glue is dry. Once the glue is dry, it's the same with the knobs. Make sure it clicks. It clicks. Right. So the last step on the front will be to glue these 2 knobs to the faceplate. They're actually not functional right now. They're just like for decoration. So the one with the C goes on top. So what I do is just put a little bit of glue. Just be careful. Just put a little bit, just a touch of glue, and just press it in there until the glue is dry, and then repeat it for the second one. Alright, once we put all of that together, then it's time for the electronics. So the electronics is pretty easy. So it's made in a way that is just plug and play the cables. So the first thing I like to do is just count how many pins are in the encoders, right? So in the encoder it will be 6 pins right here in the front, and then 2 pins in the back. That is for the little click. So I'm just gonna grab a my cables and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the encoder, and then 2 for the button, and then just pull them from the rest, and then just line them up together like this, so they are lined up. Make sure they're straight. There you go. And then once they're straight, just pushing all of them together in there like this. So you got your 8 wires in there. This one's not the right way. There you go. So you got all the wires in there. So I do that for all the wires. So let's do another one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This B for the second encoder. So we're just gonna put this in here. Make sure they line up. No, it's not right. Alright, that's the cable for the second encoder. So we got 2 encoders already. Then we're gonna need 2 cables of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we get another one of 3. There you go. And then we need one with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. So install these wires in here. One. 2. And 3. So pretty much I got all the wires in there. Alright, once you got all those wires in there, make sure they are set it all the way, and you can grab a little bit of hot glue and then just hot glue all those wires there so they don't move. In this case I'm just gonna leave them like that. Alright, once you get all the wires connected, so we're just gonna go. So the first road right here is gonna be for the FMS encoder. So if you look, the 430 is gonna be for the one on your right, the one with the down with the 4 buttons on the ring. So that's gonna be the first encoder. So make sure you grab the same order that you have it over there. Just grab the last 2 that are for the button. Just install them right here. Has to be the same order. two more. So to verify we got it connected right, so we're gonna go here in the main PCB and look which color is first. In this case I got brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple and white. And then we're gonna go to the actual encoder and verify that it's right. So I got brown, red, orange, yellow, green, and white. And then for the last two we got purple and white. Alright, so that's the first encoder, it's connected. Now we're gonna go to the second encoder, we're gonna do the same thing. Just grab the last two wires and just beat it a little bit so it's easier. Make sure they are in order and then connect them. There you go. It's connected. And then grab the last two. Plug it in as well. Alright, so once we get all those connectors in there, I'm gonna go to the PCBs. So you got on the left right here, you got the one that says PCB 2-1. So that would be PCB 2, that is the one on the bottom. -1 would be this one, and you're gonna go with the same order. So the PCBs are marked anyways, so just make sure you follow the markings. This one is ground, CDI, and OBS, and then you can read over there ground, CDI, and OBS. We'll do the same. It's gonna be the one on the right. It's gonna be for the flip buttons right here. So let's plug that one in there, and then this one will be for the one on the bottom on the left. Let's make sure it's right. So you got prog, FLP, and message. Prog is orange, FLP, and message. There you go, that's connected. And then we got the last one, that'll be the one on the left. Make sure the order is right. So we start with black and orange. There you go, that's connected. So next set we're gonna connect, and this is optional, you can power your screen from this USB on top, but what I did is I got a custom wire coming from the PCB, the main PCB, that has the 5 volts for the screen to turn on. So what you had to do is go to this connector down here, and you got it all the way to the left of the connector. You're gonna grab that wire that's coming from the PCB, and there is a little red sleeve and a white and a black sleeve. So you're gonna make sure that the red sleeve is on the bottom all the way to the left. So that's how it should be. Make sure it's in the bottom all the way to the left. Once you get that plugged in, you can just go to the computer and test it out.